Look, guys, it's like raining and stuff like that. Fuck. I'm at a traffic light right now, guys. I'm chilling, so I'm gonna talk to you guys real quick, right? So, but it brings, I don't know, like every time, like throughout the years and stuff. Oh, so loud, the traffic. So much cars around me, but it's like lunchtime now, that's why. But yeah, guys, like I get a lot of nostalgic vibes. So recently, like throughout the years, I always think back about like a year before, a couple years before. I'm like, damn, bro, that's what I was doing at that time in my life. And I just feel like a little bit, let me put the camera down over here. But I was like, damn, bro, I feel a little bit nostalgic, you know what I'm talking about? So today, my nostalgia is in 2022. Because I was thinking about like back in January 2022, it was such a weird time in my life. Because at that time, guys, let me give you guys a little bit context where I was working at. So at January 2022, I was still working at Taco Bell. That was my only job I was working at that time. But the funny thing was, back in December 2021, throughout the whole year, I wasn't really working at Taco Bell because there's a lot of like, it was kind of weird at that time. There's a lot of COVID outbreaks. There was a lot of like people getting sick. So like they had to shut down the store and all this kind of weird stuff. So that's what, like, I don't know, I barely was working over there too. And then I also had like paid vacation during those time of the months. And, you know, Christmas and, you know, all this kind of different stuff. The stores was closing and stuff. So I had a lot of like downtime in December in 2021. And in January 2022, all right, I was like, all right, bro. I remember I worked the first day of January. In January 1st, 2022, right after New Year's Eve, I went down to work. I had to work like lunchtime to like nighttime or whatever. So I was working over there. And then I was like, oh, bro, I can't wait to grind and hustle this year, make some more money. I'm going to stack up at Taco Bell, boom, 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 right, etc. Sorry, guys, I got a little bit interrupted earlier when I was trying to make a little video, but I picked up my girl, and then what I was trying to say, right, guys, I'm home right now. Every different, like, I have a lot of eras, right? So I have, like, when I was in high school era, when I used to play football, we had COVID era, we had working multiple jobs era, we had Fortnite era, you know what I'm talking about? So we had all kinds of eras, but every year when I look back at it, like even in 2022, I was nostalgic for 2020. Like I was just having nostalgic vibes. And in 2021, I was being nostalgic for 2020 and 2019 or 2018. And then when 2022 came, it was like nostalgia in 2021. And, you know what I'm saying? So I think this year I was having a little bit nostalgia on 2022 because like what I was saying, guys, in January 2022, at the time in my life, context-wise, work-wise, I was still working at Taco Bell. Where's my face? But work-wise, I was still working at Taco Bell. And also, it was at the time where a lot of the store kept closing because there's a lot of people getting COVID. So, like, whenever somebody got COVID and whoever was in contact, it's called, like, contact tracing. Whoever was exposed to, whoever had COVID, we had to stay home. And majority of the time, it was everybody there. And so, every time, they'll be shutting down the stores. And then after that, whoever was exposed to that person who had COVID, we would have to go in and we would have to do, like, this COVID test kit. They'll give us, like, a free COVID test kit. And pretty much we had to use their test kits because they're making all kinds of stupid excuses like, oh yeah, you cannot use this test, you cannot go to there's like airport testing to do like the COVID tests, or like Walgreens and whatever shit and Long's Drugs, but you have to pay for that. But the free one was at like airport. But they're like, oh no, you cannot use that, you got to use like a certain test kit, certain brand. And so I was like, damn, bro, what is this bullshit, right? So what I used to do, right, I think I was and to give you context too, I was already on bad terms with that job already because there was just a lot of things going on like during that time with my boss and everybody and how they're treating all the workers. And so I was at the point where I didn't really care. So when the store used to close, I used to be like, we'd have to go in and grab the COVID test kit. And I was like, I told them, oh, can I come in today? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, blah. I used to make so much excuses. And, you know, just so I didn't have to go to work. But the shitty thing was I wasn't even getting paid. I think, like, for 2 paychecks in January 2022, I only had, like, $100 each. Like, so I only made, like, $200, like, in total that month from Taco Bell. I was like, bro, what is that, right? So, yeah, that was kind of funny. But during that time, too, I got sick in the first week of January. Like, I had, like, it wasn't COVID, though, but I had, like, a fever. And I was, like, it took me, like, couple of days to recover, but even after a week I still felt kind of like still shitty. Like I still felt like fatigued and tired, and sometimes I'll walk around and get a little bit lightheaded. But I recovered after that. I bounced back. But also at the end of the month, like throughout the month, I was just like, during that time when I was sick and after I got sick and, you know, getting exposed to COVID and having to stay home from work, I had this car. I just bought this car in October 2021. So a couple months later in January, I was just cruising with the car. I remember one time
Me and my boys went down to the beach, and we was just cruising, chilling. That was a good memory, you know what I'm talking about? We went down to the beach. We was driving around. We had 3 different cars. We was driving around. My car, had my other boy's car, and then my other friend's car. And we was driving around. We went all the way to the beach, cruising. We got some Little Caesars pizza. We was eating some food. We was eating, just swimming at the beach. And then after that, we came back home to like the town side. And then after that, then we was just like car cruising with the car, and we were just having a good time. But that's one of the nostalgic memories I was thinking about. And also, like, throughout the month of January, I was also applying to another job. I was working at this high school job, my old high school. And so that throughout, I got the call in January, like middle of January, and they told me, oh, I can start in February, like the beginning of February. So I was waiting over there. January 2022, also I got my driver's license. I was already driving. I had this car in October, but I didn't have a driver's license yet. I was driving with only a permit, which was stupid on my part. I would never do that again. But yeah, that's what I used to do for like a couple months. Don't get me in trouble. But then finally I got my driver's license in January 2022. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just nostalgia to me. And in February, what was I doing in February? I was working at my high school job. I started my high school job. I was working Taco Bell part-time. I applied to Enterprise, a car rental company. So I had 3 jobs. I went to the Big Island. And I was just cruising, having fun with my girl. I was with my girl at the time. And then March came. I was working at Enterprise at my high school job. I left Taco Bell already at that time. And what else was I doing? I was on, I don't know. I forget. I went to like staycations and all this kind of stuff. 2022 was a weird ass, like, it was a weird time in my life, I felt like. Like, I was like, there's a lot of things that I had to experience that year. It was pretty interesting, I feel like, but it was pretty cool. It was like a movie. Like the first half of the year, I was job hopping, I was doing staycations, I was driving my car, I got my driver's license, I got new jobs, I met new people. I was doing like all kinds of adventures, hiking, swimming. I had a trip, and then in June, July, I had 2 months off from my high school job, and I got sick for 2 months. I was home for 2 months straight. I had bad stomach virus and shit like that. It was bad. And then finally, I got a little bit better. And then August, I forced myself to go back to work because I wasn't still 100%. But yeah, I just still forced myself. I was way better than the start of the summer. I was like fucking like nauseous, had bad diarrhea. I don't know what the fuck was that. I think it was somebody was saying, the doctor that I was speaking to, a lot of the people, the commonality, everybody was getting like fucking nauseous, throwing up, and diarrhea. And the commonality was that she said all of them went down to the beach. And she said there was some sort of sewage spill at that time. So I think it was probably that, because I remember like right before I got sick, I kept every week, like, so Monday to Friday I'll go work my high school job, and then Friday I was like, Saturday, Sunday I had off, right? On the weekend I was off completely on the weekend. So Friday nights, me and my girl would go down to the beach. We'll go by the hotel, get some pizza, swim in the water, watch the fireworks every Friday now. And then I was doing a lot of like staycations. I went down to the hotel right before I got sick. And we went down to the beach like all the time. And yeah, 1 week after that, I had the runs. It was kind of funny because I was sitting down, like I was supposed to go pick up my girl at nighttime. She used to work nighttime, and she would finish at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And I was supposed to go pick her up. And we were supposed to go to her friend's house right after that. But right, like 9 o'clock and all that, I came back home from running some errands. I had some McDonald's too. I was eating some Sunday fudge ice cream. I had some milkshake. And then right after that, a couple hours later, I felt chills, bro. Like I was fucking like, I thought whenever I had chills and bad body aches, and I felt like I was gonna come down with a fever again, because that's what usually I'd have right before I get a fever. I get chills and body aches. But then a couple days later, it was just bad body aches. Like, what the fuck? But I don't think I had a fever. Maybe I didn't check my temperature, but it wasn't like, even if I had a fever, I didn't have a bad fever because I didn't feel like super hot. But the main thing that I had was body aches and chills. It was so bad. I couldn't go anywhere too. And that was like during Father's Day weekend in June. And, you know, my family's down at the beach barbecuing and shit. And I couldn't go because I was sick. The next day, right, I woke up, fucking bad diarrhea. runs. Fucking sore stomach. I felt nauseous too because I thought I could eat. I'll eat like barbecue and shit like that. And then after that, then I was like, I felt nauseous and I was about to throw up and shit. And I had bad runs, diarrhea, constipation, fucking bloating. It was so bad. For 1 week was like that. It kind of went away a little bit, but it came back like a couple days later. And after that, it was just bad. Like I was constipated. I was nauseous all the time. I had bad acid reflux. I couldn't sleep at night. My adrenaline was rushing. I like literally couldn't even lay down flat because I had like acid reflux, and all the bubbles would come up to like my throat, and it would just wake me up. And I had bad mucus too. The mucus was so bad, I was like coughing and choking. Like, I don't know what it was. It was like phlegm or whatever it's called. And it was just so bad. It was to the point where it was like that for 2 months. I took natural medicines. I got better. And then August, I forced myself to get back to work. So I went back to my high school job Monday to Friday. I was fucking skinny as shit. Like now, like, I'm still skinny, but I used to weigh like a little bit more. I used to, like, I'm on the lightweight side, right? I was almost like 120, 125. But like I lost like so much weight. I was like under 100 pounds, bro. Like, what the fuck was that? It was like so bad in my life at that time. Like, just whatever I was going through, like mentally, physically, and then also just like eternally, like with my body and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what the fuck was that. But I feel like everything happens for a reason. God makes everything happen for a reason. And so that's why, you know, it made me stronger. And it made me take my health more serious. And it also made me take entrepreneur more serious, because I just want to go ahead and be my own boss. I don't want to be Monday to Friday at this workplace, and what if something happens, like I get sick and I can't even go every day, you know what I'm talking about? So yeah, I went back to work in August. My attendance was like off and on, you know, like every month I would call at least once. August, I went down to Vegas with my girl. She bought weekend tickets at Vegas for my birthday. September came, I was in Maui. Or in August, I went Arizona, then Vegas, and in September, I went down to Maui, and then I was cruising, and then I had this whole thing where I had earrings too when I was sick, and it got stuck in my ear. I don't know what happened. The backing in my ear was like stuck in like my fucking earlobe, and so I don't know what happened. It was bad. Like, it was like I couldn't pull it out, so I had to go down to the doctors. The doctors referred me to the hospital so that they could take it out. So in September, I also was like in the hospital pulling out my earrings. And then October came, I was off for like 1 week because we had a fall break from our school job. So I was chilling, cruising. I had some concerts. November came, holiday season. December came, holiday season. And then, yeah, that's 2022, bro. Like, it was an adventurous year. It was crazy, man. But anyways, guys, you know, enough chit-chatting, yapping, yap. I just want to go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit. But I'm going to head to the house. I gotta go run some errands later. I just came back from my girl's house. We hung out a little bit for like a couple hours, and then yeah, I'm home right now. I'm gonna go eat a snack, but I gotta go run some errands soon. So I see you guys.